It's when the state has leverage on you, right? It's one thing to be a next door neighbor. You come showing up at that door, police at the door. Who at the door? 5-0? I ain't see nothing. My name Kenneth, I ain't in it. You dig? That's one thing. But when you entrenched in that thing and the state got evidence that they could use against you and like, yo, you ain't talking, it's either one or two things, brother. One of two things. You could be a suspect or a witness.
Call your first witness. I got Kenneth Willis. He bought his business, he gon' take it the distance. Listen, he giving gaming, believing high level represent. Call your first witness. Yeah, call your first witness.
Griff has been paid for this endorsement.
What's good, beautiful people? It's your boy K Will. How you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Listen, I want to jump right back into this. I'm gonna pick up where I left off at, man. I'm trying to catch myself up with the Young Thug RICO trial. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, I kind of came late to the party. Your boy been kind of busy, had a few trials scheduled, just moved into a new office, started the new year off right. Just had a lot going on, but I've been watching this case from afar, and I'm a student of the game, so I'm always learning. And so there's a lot of things that piqued my interest in this particular trial. But I'm gonna bring us to, now we done got into the state presenting witnesses. We heard from a few witnesses, but I would just kind of want to spend most of my time on Trontavious Stephens. All right, Trontavious Stephens, as you may know already, was a co-founder of YSL, right? He started off as a co-defendant in this indictment. He eventually took a plea deal. He, as people would say, turned state witness. And this dude been on the witness stand for at the very least 6 days. All right. So dude then turned into a fixture in the courtroom, because every day you see him, dude went from, look like he just came out his bed to fresh, you know what I mean? Not Easter morning, but dude was fresh one day, like looked like somebody say, look, dog, you got to clean yourself up, bro. Like, a lot of folks, all eyes on you these last few days, bro. You might want to get a nice fresh cut. You know what I mean? It be like that sometimes. It be like that. But you know what, man? I don't know what to say. I see the comments, I see the vitriol, I see the remarks about Mr. Stephens, snitch, rat, all that. You know what I mean? He's being shunned, no question about it. And to be on a stage like that, and this may be an unpopular view, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it ain't that easy. It ain't that simple. I got 15 years of seeing this stuff, and I just feel sorry for everybody involved. Because it's easy to like, oh man, you a rat, you a snitch. How you build? Oh, you cave. Like, man, that's simple. It's easy to look from the peripheral and say, oh, that dude ain't hard. You are this, you are that, dog, hold up. I never do this. Look, dude, you don't know what you'll do. You get put in that spot. And I done been in some positions where clients done sat down with me and said, look, Ken, they want me to be a CI. And they saying they'll get all my charges dropped and I don't have to worry about the charges. And that's in their best interest to get their charges dropped. But I'm on the other hand saying, dog, but how long you think you indebted to them people? When does it end? They want help for this case and then they want help for that case. They didn't dismiss the case. We done? We should be done. Why you keep calling me? And so sometimes I got to tell a client, man, look, if you dead in the water, I represent you. We'll do the best we can. But at the same time, dog, you might just have to take this plea because it's dangerous out here. So I done been on both sides. We wish we were lawyers and we could say, man, I don't represent snitches. Hold up. If you do federal court, if you in federal court, you done had some clients who sang. Because we know what the conviction rate in federal court is. And so when we sit up here and shun people who say, look, dog, I'm looking at my daughter, I'm looking at my son, I'm looking at my wife, I'm looking at my people, and I'm looking at my freedom, you dig? And we sitting up here, you a rat, you weak, hold up. I'm not a proponent of any of this, but I see so much, I just feel sorry for both sides. I'm like, dog, why are we in this position? I'm a proponent of killing this vicious cycle where folks lose their life to save their life. I wish we all could say, man, I don't represent people who sing. It's too multi-layered. Thankfully, I'm mostly on the side. I don't know if this is something to be thankful of, but I'm mostly on the side of dismantling people who turn state witnesses. I'm mostly on the side of, look, man, we got his testimony shot. We can't believe anything this boy is saying because he took a plea. I'm on that side. But every now and then, man, and sometimes it's like the state don't really have it's when the state has leverage on you, right? It's one thing to be a next door neighbor. You come showing up at that door, police at the door. Who at the door? 5-0? I ain't see nothing. My name Kenneth, I ain't in it. You dig? That's one thing. But when you entrenched in that thing and the state got evidence that they could use against you and like, oh, you ain't talking, it's either one or two things, brother. One of two things. You could be a suspect or a witness, right? I see it all the time. And yeah, man, it start off, I ain't talking, I ain't singing, I ain't built like that. Oh, all right. All right, big dog. And all I'm saying is, yeah, some folks having fun and shunning them, snitch and rat and all that. All I'm reminding you is, look, dude, you don't know what you would do in that situation. I've been in the game, bro. There's only a few people. I could count them on a hand. How many people built to saying, look, dog, I don't care what the state offering. I'm good. I'm going to go ahead and do this time. I'm Gucci. Ain't no whole lot of people built like that. So I'm looking at Stephens like, ooh, bruh, like, and so you could see him because he all over the place. He one minute, if you a defense lawyer, some of the stuff he's saying, you cringing, dude on the stand saying, yeah, all of them part of the gang, all of them ooh. And then you could tell he trying to save face and trying to distance and say, oh, no, that's not what that is. Like, oh, no, it's he trying to score some points, but at this point, it's too late. He understand. You know what I mean? We see that all the time. Like, I see that, man. Once you sign that paper with the state, man, you at their disposal. And I bet dude ain't never thought he'll be on the stand for 6 days, all day, talking about every little word in the plea deal, getting cross-examined, getting impeached by the prosecutor, and he on that saying, golly, bro, I got to maintain my deal. If I don't cooperate, if I don't answer the question in a manner in which they want me to answer it, they could strip me from my deal. But I'm looking at 6 faces. That's a tough spot. And so he kind of giving a little bit of everything. It's like, I'm wondering what the jury thinking. It's like, man, this dude, on one hand, he playing dumb. On another hand, he pointing at him. Yeah. On another hand, he like, nah, that's not what that was. He scoring points for the defense. He like, yeah, he itemized Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne rap about gangs and stuff like that, even though I don't really remember that. But anyway, he's saying all this stuff. Brian Steele then turned him into an expert witness, right? He talking about Wayne. He said, well, Wayne, he rap about gangs, and he like, well. And he did kind of clean it up. He was like, he talked about his neighborhood, which are 2 separate things, man. You could talk about Holly Grove and all that kind of stuff. They don't got nothing to do with the gang. But Brian Steele is using in a brilliant way, and this is this is effective representation. This high level right here. See, it's key when you use the state's witness and turn him into an expert. You got to understand when Steele came in opening statements, he was like, man, the evidence opening statements is what the evidence will show. A lot of stuff he was saying about Williams, I'm like, who gonna testify to that? Williams? He gonna, like, I don't see him putting his client on the stand unless he really, really have to, and that's a game time decision. But what he's doing is he's getting that evidence in through the state's witness. So he didn't use Lil Wayne as an exhibit and said, look, you heard of Lil Wayne, right? Didn't Williams look up to Lil Wayne? He said, yeah, man, Lil Wayne is an iconic artist. We all looked up to him, even though they had beef. He like, Lil Wayne was successful. Lil Wayne rapped about this. Lil Wayne made signs, right? Yeah. And so still used Wayne, his stature, used Stephens as an expert witness. And then he went a step further. He started talking about LeBron James. Yeah, LeBron James do a slime handshake. He do something like this under his nose. That don't mean dude out here killing folks, dude out here committing robberies. Still going off. He was like, oh, Serena Williams. You watched Wimbledon? Stephens was like, I'll watch tennis. A little moment of humor in trial, but it was funny though. But we knew where Stephens was going. And at that point, Adrian Love then picked up on Steele at that point. She was like, hold up, object. A lot then already came out. But now she objecting because she hip on game. Now she like, oh, nah, he going too far. Now he talking about Serena Williams. Now he talking about Snoop Dogg, Crip walking at the Super Bowl. But all Steele is doing is drawing the narrative like, yo, we got these iconic figures putting up Crip signs, Crip walking at Wimbledon, all this kind of stuff. We gonna prosecute them? And he's getting all that out through Stephens. And Love is objecting, the judge sustaining her objection, meaning, look, hold up Steele, can't go there, but it's already out. Toothpaste already out the tube. And so I could see the jury like, that makes sense. That makes sense. You know, we can't, you know, all this is, you know, make believe and just, you know, signs and all this kind of stuff is celebrated. It's on these big stages. What we doing right now? So now Love got to come back to real life. She got to go back to these bodies. And she got to go back to tying him, again, still distancing Jeffrey Williams from all this. Love, let's bring him right in the middle. Let's bring Young Thug right in the middle. You could be successful, you could benefit from singing and rapping, but at the same time, don't get it twisted. This real life. And I'm just waiting for a closing remark by Adrian Love saying, look, we know gangster rap sells. We know all that exists. We know it's a $1 billion industry. We know all that. We also know Tupac and Biggie were shot and killed. We know that too. So let's not act like, you know what I mean, this is all make believe. And she is the sister. She is the prosecutor. She is the one that could really bring home that argument. I'm just keeping it real with you. You got 7 sisters on that jury. I don't know their age. I don't know how they look. I don't know all that. I don't need to know that. But come on, man. Don't tell me you don't got people thinking on that side of, look, bro, this rap is getting to our youth. And they too young. You know, it's one thing at 30 and 25, we can distinguish, this is all, you know, fun and games. But these youngsters, they picking up guns and really shooting people. Yeah, we know that in New Orleans for sure. These youngsters really picking up guns. And so, yeah, it's art. Brian still saying, look, it's just like watching a movie. It's just like, yeah, it is. But if Adrian Love could say, yeah, but then we got specific incidents, specific bad acts. How the hell does Young Thug's car that he rented ended up in a murder scene 2 days later or connected to a murder? Hold up. Why is Young Thug conversing with folks who are participating and selling drugs? Why he so interested in all that? I'm just saying, like, we got to be careful with that. So let's not act like this a simple, oh man, he walking. We've way far removed from that. I do believe the state got a ways to go. I do believe, because I think Young Thug is too successful, so you could have an operation going on and he could be detached from that, you know, in these little isolated events. I don't know. Right? So they got more to go. They, you know, you could look at these incidents, these bad acts, and say, oh, that wasn't good. Does that make you part of a conspiracy? He's talking about YSL. He's talking about Young Slime Life. He's talking about killing and caskets and all this kind of stuff. And it's selling. He's successful. Right? So it gets a little dicey right now. And at the end of the day, you know, the state got to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. Last I checked, it was the highest standard ever conceived on the face of the earth. Right? That's a high standard. So, you know, the narrative still is bringing home Young Thug made it out the gutter. Yeah, he come back to the crib. And yeah, the crib need to be cleaned up. And yeah, the crib, you still got crime going on. And yeah, he try to keep it real. But that don't mean he entrenched in all this crime. That don't mean he the kingpin. What we talking about? He over there signing $1 million deals, and you talking about he coming on this petty small-time crime? Petty hustling? That's what we doing? And so it's interesting. They gonna play them lyrics, and I will say, one of the days we heard the song Lifestyle with Birdman and Rich Homie Quan, right? We remember that song. It brought me back. You know, songs have a way of doing things like that, bringing you back. And it's interesting because a lot of people, if you don't know what's going on, you on TikTok, you on social media, and you scrutinizing the state, a lot of people ain't even realize, hold up, man, that's the state didn't introduce that song. No, it was Young Thug's lawyer who put that song into evidence. Or was trying. It hasn't even been introduced yet. The jury wasn't even in the room. So people hearing this song and thinking the jury listened to it. No, this was Brian Steele's attempt to get that evidence in through Stephens, like I said, using Stephens as an expert witness. And he's getting the song in to show, wait, hold up. I don't see Williams with Red on. They saying that YSL is affiliated with Bloods. I don't see him in there with Red on. I see him in there with other singers and a rapper, Brian Williams, Birdman. The lyrics he's saying in this Lifestyle, is it even true? So he's trying to be almost proactive by putting the songs into evidence and saying, let's focus on this song. Now, a lot of people ain't know the song didn't even come in evidence yet. The judge was like, listen, I think you can get it in, but not under Stephens, right? He's like, look, I don't know if you could lay the proper foundation. So everybody thought Lifestyle came in through the state, and it really was Brian. So we know Brian Steele was bringing that. He wants the entire video into evidence to show a few things. This is not real life. You don't have Young Thug in there with Red on, but they saying he affiliated with Red. But other folks in the video got Red on. Make it make sense, right? And so this is a strategic move by Stephens saying, look, as long as you're going to have that witness up there, I'm going to score not only points by dismantling his testimony, but I'm going to use him as a witness to bring in the evidence I want to get in. Otherwise, I might not be able to get it in there. So this thing interesting, y'all. I think I'm kind of up to speed now, man. I was like, man, how I'm going to pull this off? I got to cover a month in 2 episodes, but I think I'm kind of up to speed now, man. And that's what I want to do, man. I can't give you day-to-day coverage. You know, your boy kind of busy. Let's keep it real. We got lights to keep on. We got mouths to feed, you know, but I'm gonna come with it, man. Rock with me. You know, like I said, man, this is, I appreciate your support. I plan on growing. I plan on putting in the work. I thank you for your time. You know, I want to spend this time right quick to thank my family, my friends, you know, my wife, Stephanie, my sister-in-law, Lindsay, my brother-in-law, Alvin. I mean, they poured into me, man, you know, just encouraged me, man. Shout out to Craig and Christopher and Magella. you know, my young cousins, you know, always telling me, look, bruh, dude, you should start your podcast. You need to do content, man. And I'm in the trenches. I'm like, I don't got time for that. Your boy here, cuz here, you know. So, yeah, all my family, man. Tennille, Huggy, my mom, you know. Today my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mama. I love you. You know, this for the family. This for the legacy, man. We used to run this just, you know, Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner. We just running it at the table. We running it in New York. You know, everybody get together and just talk about stuff. And somebody was like, man, we need to cut on the video, man. It's good stuff. So, man, yeah, rock with me, man. I'm here. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned, man. I want to drop some motivation too. You know, we go through adversity from time to time. Every now and then we need a little something to ignite that flame. But yeah, man, that's my time, man. Appreciate it. Talk to you later.
Call your first witness. I got Kenneth Willis. He bought his business, he gon' take it the distance. Listen, he giving gaming, believing high level representation. Call your first witness. Yeah, call your first witness.
Griff has been paid for this endorsement.